Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. I spent quite a bit of time building up the new components for my Power Armor Mk3. So here's what I got. It's pretty ridiculous. Look at all these batteries. So I have 18 gigajoules of energy stored in, what is that, 10, 20, 24 fusion batteries. I've got 4 shielded singularities, which gives me 12 megawatts of power. I threw in some solar panels just because I could. And I put in some energy shields too, just because I had some left over. It might save me from dying if I get hit by a train. And now I've got, well, I have 12 Roboports. I think we should just max out Roboports. I can get another 8. Looks like I could fit in another 11. And if I get rid of these solar panels, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I can get 18 more Roboports in here. With the 12 I have already, that would be 30. What, 30 Roboports? 750 bots. Except that would be like a row and a half of bots in my inventory, and I don't necessarily want to do that, but another 20 bots would be cool. So I have 500. Did I say 20 bots? I meant 200 bots. Another 200 bots, which would be, what, 8 more Roboports? Yeah, I think we should do that. Let's get on that. All right, so we need to make personal, and I think I have one left over. Where is it? There we go. And then the Mark IIs. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's one. Clear that. So 200 bots is 8 Roboports. Okay. Let's see. There we go. All right, so let's tell this to stop when we get to less than or equal to 6, right? Because it'll be 6 in the chest, and then there will be 2 more still inside the machine. All right, let's get a couple requesters. Put a request on that. Put a request on that. We can remove that part. All right. So this will take a little while to run. But we'll let that go. Okay. Yeah, the batteries are still charging. With so much batteries in there, it'll take a while for that to finish charging. But I could put more exoskeletons in too, but I'm pretty happy with 5. To me, I mean, that's very fast, and any faster and I'm just going to start bumping into walls and stuff. The other thing I wanted to show you is this little contraption I made down here. This is how I'm getting rid of wood. Right, so I set up this little Rube Goldberg machine here. I'm barreling water, passing the barrel here where I unbarrel it and then pipe it back to be barreled again. So this just goes around and around. And then for the water going in, I'm also barreling it and then unbarreling it just to use extra energy. So this little setup consumes about 1 megawatt of power. And it's just something that we can use to eat up all the wood. And it's going slowly. I think when I first set this up, I had over 10,000, and we're down to 6,500 now. Right, it consumes it fairly quickly. So that's a little something that you can do for fun, just to get rid of stuff. Anything that burns. Okay, so we're going to do low density structures. So let's go over there and get that happening. While I was waiting for all this crazy business in my armor to build, I went and deconstructed the other science pack builds. All right, they had already stopped producing because they had become starved as intended. Uh-oh. I've got a deadlock down here. I need to go fix this. Not a deadlock, gridlock. Oh, that's bad. Oh, well, why don't I have signals there? See, these are the kind of things that I'm going to have to fix once this base really starts working at a full clip. I've got a lot of little signaling issues and various problems and inefficiencies that are going to make themselves much more visible once the factory really starts working hard. In the last episode, I talked a little bit about what to do after we get to 2,500 signs per minute. You know, we had basically 3 different options. One would be to start a completely new Factorio series, you know, maybe with a different set of mods, and start from the beginning. The other option would be to play a different game, you know, like Farming Simulator or Oxygen Not Included or City Skylines, Civ 6. You know, those are all games that I enjoy. And then the last option was to keep working on this base and take it up to 10,000. And so far I've gotten several comments from people saying take it up to 10,000. One guy voted for Farming Simulator, and I've heard a comment or two about Space Exploration mod. But the most frequent feedback was to keep working on this base. But we got time before we have to decide. All right, so for this is pretty easy because we don't have any subcomponents to build here. We just have to belt the stuff and put it into the assembly machine. So in this case, we need 15 machines in each column. And we also need 2.5 copper belts in each column, or 2.5 blue belts of copper plate in each column. And then we'll need a dedicated belt for plastic, since that's 0.6, and then half a belt for steel. So we're going to need 3 belts of copper, 1 of plastic, 4. So we need 5 belts of ingredients. All right, so this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So if this is my low density structure maker. All right, I'm thinking we could do copper on this side. I don't think it matters where that goes exactly. No, let's copy. And then we could bring the other 2 belts of copper up like this. And then, you know, when this one runs out, then in the next grid up, we can do, you know, something like that to continue it. And then do the same with the 3rd belt when we need that. Okay. The output, I think we can have like this. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, the output we could do like this. Because on the output side we need less than half a belt. Okay, so we can just put them all on the same side of the belt. for our outputs. And then I need 2 belts. I need 2 belts of inputs. Okay, so we could have one come in there. One of them will have to go into a chest so that I can hit this 90-degree angle. Oh, see, no, that's not going to work either. Okay. We could do it down here. Right, this could be the plastic, for example. Oh, no, I still need that there. And then this could be the steel. All right, so copper, 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 plastic, steel, and then the output. Okay, so that would work. And then on the copper, copper in per second. Oh, I don't have my speed modules in yet. Okay, that's why those numbers are way too low. Okay, yeah, I need 8 items in per second. So I think 1 belt inserter will be enough. Or one belt inserter. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit tired. 1 stack inserter should be enough for the copper, which is the highest rate of all of them by far. 2 per second, 1 per second. In fact, the steel we could even do with just a regular fast inserter, and I think we could do the output with a regular fast inserter as well. Yeah, it's less than 1 per second on the output, less than 1 per second on the steel. Everything else for the other 2 will use stack inserters. Should I use the buffer chest for copper as well? I don't think I really need to, but if I'm going to do it for plastic, it would have to be right there. No, I don't need to. I don't think. Okay. And then the other issue is I need 2 more belts of copper coming in. Okay, so here I've got 1 belt. So what I'm thinking is I could add a second copper station up above here and set that one up with an unloader like this. That would give me 2 full belts. Each of those belts will do... Let me check here. Those setups, they'll actually give me less than a full belt, but I don't actually need a full belt. Okay, those will give me 41.53 per second. All right, 41.53 divided by 45, so that's 0.92 of a belt. And since I need 2.5 total, if I have 1 full belt plus 2 belts that are 0.93 each, that'll give me about 2.8 belts, so that'll be enough. Okay, so let's... let's create another unloading station for copper plate. Okay, and I'm just going to copy, I'll copy all of that. Like this, right? Yeah. Okay. And then I can copy that part. Okay. And then we just have to rename it. So we'll just call that unload 2. Okay. So the plastic can go up there. Actually, I think it would be nice if we had the plastic come up there. We had the steel go up there. Okay. That's not going to work. I'd like to have the 3 copper belts side by side. Okay. So let's do plastic there. Steel there. Copper there. Okay, and then we'll have the 3 copper belts together, and then the steel and the plastic together. All right. So that means I really need to tear up like all of this. And then let me select for blue belts. All right, we'll pick up all the blue belts there in that row. All right, and then I can copy from there to there, remove the rail, and I should get the same thing. There we go. Whoops. Okay. Does that look right? Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to have to rework the tail end of this. Okay, well, it's a little ugly, but it works. Actually, would this work? Yeah, okay, good. I just needed to move it back more. Oops. All right. So signal there, signal there, signal there, signal there. And then here we just need to assign the copper plate priority to it. And we'll load it up. Okay. That's swell. All right. So this is lined up. I think we're going to need, let's see, 3 times 4. So I'm going to need about that much space before the first one. And we should really move it up another couple tiles. Hopefully that'll still give me room to put 15 of these. Okay, so there's my 3 copper lines. That's plastic and steel. You know, plastic and steel reversed from that order down there, but I think we'll survive. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just identifying that as the 5th one. And then, no, let's not do the next 5 yet. Okay, so after 5, since I need 3 belts of copper, 15 machines, that's 5 belts each. That's why I want to mark off the 5th one. Okay, so, all right, so after the 5th one, we're done with that belt. The question is, should I try to join anything that's left in that belt with the other 2, or just let it come to an end on its own? I think I should just let it stop on its own. I mean, why bother with the splitters? Right. Okay. So then machine number 6, actually I will leave that identifier there just in case. Oops. All right, so machine number 6 will go like that. And then we'll no longer have this one. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then again, we'll cut it off there. And then we go like that. Oh, crud. I'm out of room. need 4 more of these things. I think I'm going to have to start over. That's only 11. Okay. So if I compress it by 1 tile, is that going to get me 4 more? I don't think it will. I don't think that's going to be enough. All right, 1, 2. Wait a minute, is that right? 1. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 15. Might be able to fit it if I move this down. You know, this could be as close as right there. That would be barely enough room, but hardly enough room to get the belts to where they need to go up for the loading. All right, so I might have to go. I might have to split each one into 2 columns. But then I'm going to need 4 belts of copper. Because 2.5 belts divided by 2 is still more than 1 belt. Okay, well, let's think about it another way. I'm always hitting X when I... What if I do it this way? 8 beacons. That's not going to be so good. I mean, it would take up less... But then, I don't know. Let's see. What if we did, you know, like something super compressed vertically? If I load half a belt of steel, because I need less than a full belt of steel. Then I could put my output on the other side of the belt. There'll be steel in. Yeah. All right. So if I have a belt going up, well, let's make it go the other way. And I insert down. It's going to go on the inside of the belt. And if the belt is going the other way, I assume it's going to give me the same thing. Ah, okay. No, then it's the opposite. Okay, so it'll be on the outside of the belt if I do that. Okay. So then I might as well just do this. I just would need the steel to be on the inside of the belt. Okay, so in this case, I'm only going to have 8 beacons. So let's see how many machines I would need with 8 beacons. Then I would need 21. Okay, and these... these would go like that. Alright, these actually wouldn't even need to be undergrounds anymore. Okay, so let's see how many of these I can fit. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10... 20. Okay. All right. Let's do this. It's a little different. Okay. So we're going to remove those beacons. Remove those undergrounds. Output goes like that. And then we'll have to use standard power poles. Like one there. One there, kind of a thing. Maybe a light. Okay. I mean, we'll need another pole down here, but this should power everything. Okay, so that's now this time 21 machines. So every 7th machine we're going to have to switch to a new belt of copper. Oh yeah, and right, and that doesn't have to be underground anymore. Right? And let's just make sure that we're going to continue. We're going to have to leave another space so that we maintain an odd numbered offset between machines. Because if we only have... Because if we only have a gap of 2 between each machine, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, then eventually it's going to be lined up, and then that machine is only going to get 6 beacons instead of 8. We can't have that. So to account for that, we're going to need to leave an extra space in between so that it's 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the next machine. So that the machines are always offset by a tile, at least one tile from the beacon. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, and then this is where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That belt is over. Then that belt comes in. And then at this point, we no longer need those. Okay. So that's 8. That's, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then that belt ends. Why do I feel like this is not going to fit anymore? 16. I need 5 more. All right. Well, it's close, but I think it'll work. I think it'll work. All right, so let's just check all of our belts again. All right, these we can just extend like that. We'll need another power pole there. All right, and then we need to continue this line of beacons. This isn't going to work. Jesus. I'm going to have to load on the other side. Okay, not a big deal. All right. And I know that when you guys are watching this, somebody is going to say, hey, Tuplex, you could have just done this, and it'll be whatever that is would have made this completely easy. Because I'm sure I'm missing a simpler solution here. Maybe I'm not. I mean, I only have 3 tiles in between each of these. I mean, this could move down a few tiles, but that would be a lot of work to get all this emptied out and moved. Maybe I don't need quite so much space here to route all these belts, but maybe I do. So, I mean, this is fine. It does the job. It's going to use a few more modules than are completely necessary, but it's not a big problem. All right, and then we'll just have to jump across to load the train. That's not a big deal either. Okay, so let's just check our copper to make sure that's all connected properly. Yeah, see, at this point we can get rid of these undergrounds. And we could eliminate these chests. Couldn't we? Yeah. We can eliminate the chests and just run the plastic up the middle, since our output is not going to be in the middle anymore. So let's do that. That'll save us inserters and chests. Right, just do that. And at this top part, it's too bad we don't have room for just one more belt, because once we get up here, we only need 3 belts. But I don't want to do any kind of belt weaving or anything too fancy like that. All right, so this is it. That is the build. Let's copy it. This ended up being a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. I thought this was going to be an easy one. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I probably don't need as much space for these belts. A lot of them are going to be able to go straight up and down. Okay, so I'm going to need blue belt. I need all the beacons, of course. And I'm going to need a lot of modules. Probably could have been smarter with the power. All right, I'm going to need a few hundred extra power poles when I come back. Okay, and a lot of inserters, assembly machines. Undergrounds. Let's get the rest of the speed modules. I guess we're good on beacons, right? Okay. Yeah, that's all the beacons we needed. Just to be sure. Okay. Oh. I grabbed the wrong modules. That was silly. Okay, so we're doing modules too. Good. Oh, and by the way, we filled up all the chests with modules in the module factory. So I added 2 more storage chests, and we should be working on filling those up now. Yep, got 1,000 in each of those. So we've got plenty of modules. We might even be able to stop making them now. Okay, let's get rid of some of this extra stuff. There we go. Okay, I need more blue inserters. And productivity modules, I think I have 272 of those. Yeah, those I should be all set. Okay, so I think one more trip back home and we should have everything. Alright, yeah, we're just missing the blue inserters. Alright, let's change that back to 50 or 100, whatever it was. I wonder if I should redo the power poles. I'm sure I have more than I really need. Alright, let's Let's just do one column and see what we come up with. Well, on second thought, we do have to cover pretty much every tile to get all the modules or all the beacons powered. In fact, I'm going to need more poles. Oh, okay, maybe I don't need them everywhere. There I do. Otherwise, they should all be powered. Okay. Yeah, I think we're all set. Let's just run the power comb over it. See if that cleans it up at all. No, pretty much the same. It's not a displeasing pattern. Okay, and now, as usual, the fun part. All right, so the steel, we need to go on the inside. All right, so steel, plastic, copper, copper, copper. All right, I'll do it like this. That way I won't have to recopy everything. All right, so let's get that put in place. Guess this is going to be another pretty long episode. All right. So we'll start from here. Plastic. Off you go. Steel. Off you go. Okay. And then this whole shebang has to be copied. Is that right? Okay. Let's just copy this shebang. I don't even know what shebang means. Okay. Then this one. All right. All right. Yeah, so plastic, then steel, then copper. Copper and copper. Yeah, I have extra room. Okay, this one is a little bit different. Steel, plastic, copper, copper, and copper. Okay, and then, yeah, and then plastic and steel still need to trade places. How best to do that? I guess this is probably the least complicated way. And I'm out of belts. Nope. Okay. All right, so steel goes there. Plastic goes there. Whoops. And then copper goes there. Whew. Okay. All right, so I can either use a splitter here or I can use filter inserters over there. Or I can do the underground belt trick. That would probably be better for UPS. Let's just do filter inserters. Okay, so we're going to filter these for low density structures. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to start from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, how far will that go? Yeah, all right, so we'll just put an underground and then up and over. Or in that case, just an underground. Okay. I think we're finally ready to turn it on. Okay, I don't have room for big power poles. Make sure all the beacons are powered. They are. Good. Make sure we're getting enough copper. Looks like we are. Barely. That's okay. We are rounding up the number of machines by 1. So if the one at the top stops every once in a while, it's okay. Just scanning to make sure everything is running. See, now here we're not getting enough copper. Why is that? Why am I only getting one side of the belt here? That's not good. That's the one that's coming from... Oh, okay. Yeah. See, when that one runs low, then I end up with only one side of the belt loading. That I don't like. And it's just because it pulls unevenly from the belt, so you end up with one side of the belt getting loaded and the other side not. Well, maybe it'll stabilize once it runs for a bit. All right, let's look at our production numbers. 3.6K per minute. All right, we need 3821 a minute. So we need 3.8K a minute. There we go. Looks like we're a little bit short. $3.9. Okay, well, we'll have to keep an eye on it. I think theoretically it can keep up. I think where we could run into issues is just keeping that copper line loaded. Now, another thing we could do is we could put a splitter, for example. That would probably help. But, you know, we should be doing input priority from the new belt. And do we do it again up here? Theoretically, we probably should. Okay, so let's do this. Let me filter for regular belts. All right, that way we've got all three belts reinforcing each other. Okay. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of extra room. I've got maybe 3 or 4 tiles that I could have saved here. But that's not very much at all. And then let me set this for 2 trains worth. Since this one has to unload twice as quickly as this one. And that'll help, I don't know, that'll help some of this one-sided belt business, but maybe not too much. that's something that's really hard to fix. The way to fix it is just to pull from both sides of the belt equally. That's the best way to fix it. But with a build like this, you don't really have room to do it. So okay, well, it works. If it works, it's not stupid, right? Okay, well, that'll do it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.